Like, I don't know, you guys, I was not expecting this. Hey guys, welcome back to today's video. So I'm going to be reviewing the Pixi Pretties 2021 influencer collab. You guys may have seen this. Every year they come out with influencer collabs with about 4 different girls, and they always send me the collection to review. And I'm excited to dive into it with you guys. I'm actually wearing a look today that I created with all of the palettes. So they sent over this huge box. Let me show you. It is so big. I can't even fit it in the whole frame. And I already took the palettes out because I just filmed with them. So here's what it looks like. Can you guys see? Oh, it is so extra, so large, so big. They really go all out with their packaging. Brands tend to send packaging like that because it does make like a statement with Instagram and YouTube and stuff like that. But I know recently we've become a little bit more aware of packaging and like unnecessary packaging. But I do think Pixi does always a beautiful job. If you guys are excited for this video and to see the look I created and also my thoughts on the collection, they did 4 different collabs this year with Louise Roe, By Denise, Tina Yong, and Promise. If you guys want to see my thoughts on this collection, it is available at Target. Then just keep watching and see how I got this look. I absolutely honestly love the way it came out. I think it is really, really pretty and just me to a T. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I upload tons of fun videos like this every single week. You guys don't want to miss out. Tap the thumbs up so you do not miss out on videos. You'll get like a little notification on your phone when I upload, which is really helpful. So let's get on into the video to see what I think of this new collection. Is it worth the hype? We're gonna find out. So I got a box in the mail from Pixi, and it is actually their 2021 influencer collab. You guys are familiar with Pixi. Every year they do these influencer collabs with like 4 different influencers. In the past they've done like Dulce Candy, Rach Loves, they've done It's Judy Time, and I have had the pleasure of being able to try them out every year. We have Makeup by Denise right here, and then we have Tina Yong. So hard to show this whole box. And then we have Louise Roe. She's up there. Promise. So those are the 4 girls. Oh my gosh, I can't even hold this up. So Promise came out with the Shapeshifter Contour Palette. You get 1 highlight shade in here, 2 matte like sculpting shades, and then there's also 6 contour bronzy shades. So I thought this was really cool. From Pixi and Louise Roe. It says Louise helps women feel more confident through her beauty advice both on screen and her blog Front Row. She is also a mother. She likes fast, flattering makeup. I remember her from back in the day. She was like a television announcer kind of person, so that's how I remember her. She came out with the Cream Rouge palette. This is for cheeks and lips. So I thought this was cute. The only thing I will say is that I think a lot of the colors look really similar. Like when I look at this, I'm like, I don't know. I just feel like maybe it's good for mixing, but I feel like there could have been a little more variety in the shades. Tina Yong, I've actually never seen her before. I'm not familiar with her tutorials, but it says she's a passionate beauty and lifestyle content creator. She's known for her series Tina Tries It on her channel. Tones and Textures eyeshadow palette. Variety of colors in here because you do have some bright shades, some warm tones, very Pixi-esque. She has a very certain style that they usually always go for. And then we have Pixi and Makeup by Denise. This is the Mind Your Own Glow Radiance palette. So in here you get tons of different shimmery highlight shades and shimmery blush shades, blush toppers, and it says Denise is a published content creator who loves sharing her tips and tricks with her dedicated online community. She is passionate about helping people glow from the inside out, travel, philanthropy, and photography. So I actually remember we worked with Denise when I worked at Tweezerman. She was really great. So I am a little bit more familiar with her content, and I think this palette's really pretty. So we're going to put all these to the test today, try them out and see what I think, and just play with the products. So let's get on into it. So I went on her Instagram just because I wanted to see what she looked like, and she actually looks like she has her own lash line. She also has a really cute purse line, and she has a nail studio. That's really cool. Is this like a manicure? Makeup and Nails by Tina. I think she might be from Singapore, so that's really cool. She is so cute. So here she is. She is so pretty. And let's just try this out. I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyes first. I'm just going to use the Marc Jacobs eyeshadow primer. I got this from TJ Maxx maybe like a year ago, and I've really been liking it. Such a fun little palette. I feel like I'm probably going to end up doing something warm. I don't think I'm going to use the blues. I just want to kind of play around. I'm being a little bit safe today. I'm being boring, you guys, but I really like the shade selection. It's pretty fun. It's called Buttercup right here. I'm so happy that there is a matte shade in here. So I'm just going to pick up Buttercup and then put this, and then we're going to use this to set the eye. This cream shade is decent. It's not my favorite cream shade. You guys know I'm like obsessed with my cream matte shades in palettes, and I love them to be like super creamy. And I know it's like probably not important to anyone else but me, but I like having a really nice matte base shade. This one is, it's okay. It's not my favorite. So of course the shades in here are definitely more kind of like basic plain shades. You're not going to get like a crazy look using this. So this I think is more appealing to a customer who likes more of a natural look and likes to be a little bit playful. I'm going to take this shade right here. This is called Feelin' Fresh. It's like an orangey light transition shade, and I'm just going to use my Essence eye blender brush and just pop this right into the crease. Whenever I film, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm using traditional influencer words. I'm going to go in, because I saw someone on TikTok, and I'm so self-conscious, like making fun of people on YouTube were saying, I'm going in, and it's like, she was like, why are they saying they're going in? What are you going in with? For me, it's just a word. Like, there's really not much to it. It's literally just me using a phrase like, I'm going in with this shade. Like, I don't know what else I'm supposed to say. Like, I am about to use this shade right here and put it in my eye crease. Like, I don't know. It's just like you end up saying these phrases and it just becomes a part of your vocabulary, especially when you're doing like makeup looks. Or like, I'm just going to pop this on. Like, I don't know. I just end up saying it, and now I'm like so self-conscious about what I say because the girl was like so mad about it on TikTok. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, I know there's like traditional influencer words, and you know, I laugh about it because I know I use them, but you know, it's just kind of like influencer culture. Very light shade. It's really not going to make a lot of impact, honestly. Like, you probably barely can even see it, but yeah, so far it's decent. It's not like that pigmented. With this shade, let's do this bright orange one. What is this called? Shout Out? I think it's called Shout Out. And since it's another like orangey shade, I'm just going to use this to deepen up the crease. I'm not like in love with these shadows. They're just okay. They're a little bit on the dusty side is how I would describe them. Get this shade right here. This is what is this called? Sassy. It's like a warm brown shade, and I'm going to put that on the outer corner. Little bit of shimmer in it. At first I didn't see it, but it does have a little bit of shimmer. I'm like not in love with this eyeshadow palette. I feel like it's a little dusty. Not that pigmented. So frustrated because I feel like the color's not laying down that well. To the shade next to it, which is a matte. That's called Rosy. Put that in my outer corner. That shimmer shade was not doing it for me. This shade is a lot better. For the shimmers, because I just feel like the shimmers can be so dusty and like hard to pack on. Use this light pink right here. It's kind of like a little ballerina shimmery pink shade. And I feel like every Pixi palette has that really light pink shade. I'm gonna just put some concealer on first to lay down as a base. You guys know the drill because I always do this. So just pack on the concealer wherever you want to lay down your lid shade. I'm just going to spray that brush. Pick up the pink shade, which is called, I think it's called Daily Dose. I don't know if I'm reading these backwards. I think it's called Daily Dose. Pick it up. on that same brush and just pack that right over the concealer. So this just helps it pop a little bit more, makes a little more va-va-voom, if you will. The inner tear duct. These like light pink shades I always feel like are just very flattering and pretty. So I feel like there's a lot of shades too in the highlighter palettes that could also work as eye shades. Guys, what was your favorite Pixi Pretties collab that they've come out with? I feel like last year was a really strong year and I really liked what they had come out with. A lot of products, like a lot of duo sets, palettes, which we know now we're seeing at TJ Maxx and Marshalls. Is this really pretty pink right here? It's like a very medium tone pink. Rosy. I think I've been reading this backwards. Rosy. I'm going to pick up some of that and just place that right on the middle of the eye, just to blend the dark and the light together. And same thing for this eye. The shade is definitely a little bit on like the dusty side, but I do like this shade of pink. I don't have a pink shade like this in my eyeshadow collection where it's just like a matte rosy tone pink. In with that matte brown shade and just kind of like clean up this outer V area. I need a little bit of pop still because you know me, I like glitter, so I'm gonna take this Pixi Crystalline Liquid Fairy Light, put that right into the front part of my eye right here, just for some glitter. This isn't really like opaque. It's really just like kind of a rainbowy glitter. That is fun. I feel like that totally added such a fun little element. Just went in and cleaned up around the edges with that cream shade. And I think I'm pretty much done for the eyes. I'm just gonna go in and use a brown gel liner. This is a new one from Avon. It's called FMG Glimmer Long Wear Gel Liner in Tumbleweed. I have been reinventing my love with gel liner after I received this from them in PR. And it just sparked my interest again for gel liners. I love how matte they are and just how creamy they are. So when I do liner, I always start at the bottom of my waterline and I go up. And then I draw in, creating a little triangle area. And then I just literally fill in that little triangle area. And that is how I create my wing. And then for the rest of the way, I just kind of go as thin as possible. I don't want it to be too thick because when the liner is too thick over here, it makes my eyes look a little too rounded and I don't love that. So I just try and go as thin as possible on the inner portion of my eye. I'm loving the brown liner because it's like you're getting that nice wing, but it just looks a little bit more natural than the black. So I just put on my mascara off camera. I used the Lift and Define 5D Lash from Makeup Revolution. I did a whole video on Makeup Revolution items if you guys want to check that out. That was a fun look. And then I layered it with the L'Oreal Telescopic. I love using this as like a lengthening layering mascara. It works so well. And then I'm just going to put on some half lashes that I cut from like one big lash. I don't know if you guys can really see it that well, but I'm going to put these on the corner. That's been like my favorite thing to do. I feel like it is so pretty. Try it out, you guys. It makes such a difference. Here, I'll show you the difference. Here's one eye with the half lash and here it is without. Like you can totally see it just kind of like makes your eye elongated and gives it that like cat eye look. Okay guys, lashes are on. I am gonna go ahead and do my foundation off camera and then I will come back so we can play with all of the fun face products and lip products in this collab and I will be right back. Okay guys, foundation is on. I'm gonna go ahead now and try out the Pixi and Promise. This is the Contour Sculpting Shapeshifter palette. So I think, I mean there's some pretty, wow, that's a really pretty shimmer shade, but that for me would be like a lid color right there. And there's some really pretty like matte shades. Let me see actually if I like use these under my eyes. I'm gonna pick up this matte shade right here. That would also be nice to set the eye. This is called Yak. I'm just gonna tap this like under my eye to see if I can get any sort of like brightening effect. I did already lightly set my under eyes, but should have realized that this is in the palette. A nice under eye setting powder. Definitely has a nice like brightening effect to it. And these, everything else besides these two shades, this pink is actually really pretty. Oh my goodness, that is so nice. Bam, look at that glow, baby. That is a gorgeous pink frosty icy highlighter. I think I'm gonna use this shade to contour. This one is called Kathmandu. And this is, I would say, more of a like cool tone contour shade right here. I'm just going to use this on the little contour area of my face right here. So I like to actually stay higher up because I feel like it lifts up my cheekbones. So I don't really try and go down too far. Using a Morphe M509. Actually a really nice color for contouring. So what's great about these shades is that because they're matte, that's why they're so great for sculpting out the face. You don't want any sort of shimmer when you are carving out your face and creating those lines to kind of slim and shape your face. You want it to look like a natural shadow. Also use these as like eyeshadows for your crease as well. I think that would be really nice. I like how this is not muddy either. I tend to have that problem with my forehead where bronzers can end up being really muddy and skippy right here on my forehead. I don't know what it is, but this one is actually not giving me that issue, so that is definitely nice. So I really like that. Okay, for blush, I'm gonna go into the Pixi and Makeup by Denise palette. This is called Mind Your Own Glow Radiance palette. So I mean, if you're wondering what the difference is, this one is more like all shimmers and there's no contour shades in here, where this one is really just a contour palette with one highlighter shade and two matte kind of like setting sculpting powders. So if you were wondering, like, they look kind of similar. They are different. Before I was like, is my microphone on? I had that panic moment. I was like, oh, thank God it's on. Okay, so this is all shimmers. Watch this one, this white shade. Pixi always has really nice highlighters. So that one right there, that's more of a yellow tone. That's really pretty. Let's do this one. This is called Lit. So this one's Sunstone, Lit, and High Beam. So this is Lit. Ooh, a white champagne color. And then this one, High Beam. Oh, I love that one. It has like a peachy undertone. And then this one is more of, this would be really pretty on a medium skin tone. This is called Glazed. That is like a bright gold tone. This pink is a little bit similar to the one in the last palette, but they are slightly different. This one is a little bit of a darker pink. That is called Icing. Really pretty. And this one, I think this might be a really pretty blush shade. This is called Golden Hour. It is a pink with a gold shimmer here. Shift. Oh my goodness, that is gorgeous. Wow. This is like a super, super golden shade. I'm gonna put that here. Ooh, look at that. One, these are could be like just two blushes, Aura and Gold Filled. So let's do Aura. That's fun. Ooh, those are both so stunning. I love this shimmer. This is a tough decision to pick what blush I want to do. I just have all my swatches here and that I'm looking at. This is a really pretty palette and I really like the quality of all the colors. I think I'm gonna go with this one. Let's do this one, Golden Hour, because it's so pretty. I'm gonna use a stippling brush. Get like insane, because these are pretty heavily pigmented, which is nice, but I don't want it to be like crazy. So I'm just gonna dab it on with this little stippling brush and go in little circular motions. Oh, hello, glow. I can see that right away. So you wanna like blend that into the contour too that we applied. Pretty. Oh my goodness. Okay. That's actually stunning. And then we have a highlight to pick. So I think I'm probably going to go with this one. Let me look back at my wrist here. I'm going to mix these two. Lit and High Beam. I want to mix them together. I think that's going to be so nice. Like one of my favorite palettes so far from the collection. Okay, mixing, topping off, and then let's just put that right on the high points. The face. So we're already glowing on the cheeks, so this is going to be a very glowy, summery look. And I love this Milani brush. By the way, I know the lighting changed. I closed my window. It was getting way too bright for your girl, so I wanted you guys to actually see what I was doing. I like these highlighters because they are just not too much, but they're blinding enough. I'm trying to move around so you guys can get a nice. And even go in with the Promise palette, pick up some of that shade right there with a sponge and like kind of carve out the contour. Okay, so the face is pretty much done. Now let's play with the Pixi and Louise Roe lip palette. Open it up, I can definitely see a little bit more variety. When you're seeing it first, it's like, but now I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, like I can kind of play around with some of these shades here. See what colors I want to play with. I don't even think I have a lip brush. This small smudge brush from e.l.f. as my lip brush. So let's see. I think first I'm going to pick up this like nude shade right here. This, oh, they all have names. This is called Putty. Oh, okay. I mean, listen. Do I ever use lip palettes? No, I don't. I mean, it's not something that I personally reach for. But I guess this could be fun to kind of mix shades. I think this would be cool. And I feel like I keep saying this for like a makeup artist because you have so many options in one palette. Anything with a lot of options in one palette is always good for a makeup artist. This shade right here, this is called Try Me. This one, I'm gonna add a little on top. You can make your own custom color and that is fun. Listen, the formula is nice. I guess you could just kind of think of it as like lipsticks kind of melted down into a palette form. That lip color, I think it came out really beautiful just from mixing those shades. So at first I was unsure about this, but I actually think it is fun to create your own custom color. It's a creamy feeling. It feels a little bit thinner than a lipstick. Alright guys, so here is the final look. I have to say, I wasn't sure how it was going to come out because I wasn't really feeling the eyeshadow palette. I realized I forgot to tell you guys the prices as I was going through. This palette is $24. I honestly really like the completed look, how my eyes came out. I think it came out so pretty, but it was a struggle, I feel like, to get there. I feel like the shades were dusty, like I was saying. I feel like they weren't that pigmented. So this definitely isn't going to be a palette that I reach for right away, like out of all my palettes, because I have so many. And I feel like nowadays, like with eyeshadow palettes, there's so many good formulas. Like I think of ColourPop, Lorac has a really nice formula, even though no one talks about them anymore. The Cara Beauty palettes that I love, I feel like those are so nice. So I feel like brands kind of need to like step it up with the formula game and really have it on point, especially for $24. I do like the shades in here because it will appeal to a wide audience, people who love neutrals, and I do think it is a really pretty palette, but like some of the shimmers just didn't work that well for me. Like this one I struggled with. This pink is so pretty, it just wasn't that pigmented, although I will say I really like the eyes. The end result came out really nice, and this is kind of like a signature look for me, so I do feel like I can get a signature look with this palette. And you do have some fun shades in here too, so it's kind of like a double-edged sword for me. I hate when I have to struggle using shadows. Like I just want it to go on easy. That's what I want. So kind of my overall thoughts on the palette. Really loved these two. The Sculpting palette by Promise I think is really nice for carving out the cheek. I feel like my face really does look nice and sculpted. It didn't give me any sort of weird like muddy issues or anything like that, and the quality of the contour shades I think is really nice. And I do like that you get the lighter shades in here as well as one highlight, because you kind of have everything all in one palette, and all these shades will work for a variety of skin tones, which is really nice as well. So I think they did a great job on this. Promise did a really nice job on this. She's a makeup artist, so I admire the fact that she came out with kind of like a makeup artist kind of palette. And then Makeup by Denise, I loved this. I think everything in here is beautiful. I would 100% use this again. This was one of my favorite palettes from the collection. I loved the highlighter shades, the range of shades that you get in here, that it would work for so many different skin tones. And I mean, I'm using these as blush shades, but the way they swatched were absolutely beautiful. This shade is so beautiful on the cheeks. I feel like it is the perfect summer blush. It's like having a blush and a highlighter in one. I didn't even need to put on highlighter with it, although I do love these highlights because they're not insane. They're like the best of both worlds, like toned down, but also at the same time it's like just intense enough. Because sometimes I just don't want a metallic like glazed donut highlight. I just want something in between, and this is perfect for that. And I think the girls did a really nice job on this collection. I feel like I was saying on Instagram last year, I feel like the collection was a lot bigger. I feel like this year they kind of pared down and just did like one product per girl. And I think that is better to have just like one kind of focal product for the collection, because when there's so many things it gets really overwhelming. So I did really like this year's Pixi Pretties collection. I love the look that I came up with, honestly. I think it is really, really pretty. I hope you guys think so too. I had so much fun trying out these products. Pixi is always so kind to let me try out so many of their products. I'm so grateful I was able to try out this launch for you guys and give you my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is there anything that you are interested in? Do you have a favorite Pixi product? Are any of these creators some of your favorites? Let me know. I also would love to hear what you guys think of the look I did, and I think it's so fun. This is something I would wear literally on a daily basis. It's just so me. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!